What's going on, people? I got another video for you today. I want to start off with a quick disclaimer. First and foremost, I am not an electrician. I am not an electrician by any means. You guys know from my previous videos that the only thing I'm an expert about is audiovisual stuff. This is a light fixture that I'm going to replace, and again, I am not a licensed electrician, so do what I do at your own risk. Now that's taken care of. Let's pop open this box here real fast. So this is a 6-light LED directional track fixture. Really simple. I've got a light very similar to this that's up there in my kitchen right now. I'm going to pull that down and we're going to throw this guy up. Let's take a quick peek at this and let's look at the wiring. That was nearly impossible to open up this box, but obviously we've got a user guide here, which is going to go through. It's going to tell you all the tools that you need. You should have safety goggles. You need a Phillips head screwdriver. You need a flathead screwdriver. You need some wire strippers. You need a wire cutter, and you need a ladder. And it talks about the hardware that's included. You've got some wire nuts. You've got an outlet box screw. You've got a ground screw. You've got a mounting screw, and you've got a universal crossbar. And there's probably already a crossbar up in the ceiling, and if this fits to that crossbar, we'll leave that crossbar up, but if it doesn't, we'll take that one down and we'll put the one that's in this. It is always a chore in itself just to take the stuff out of the box. So here's our light fixture, and it's a track light. It kind of opens up like this, hangs like this, and it has some glass fixtures that screw on right here. And if you look right here, this is that universal mounting plate. So we'll take this off, and all the wiring should be underneath here. And of course, I don't have a Phillips head screwdriver or a flathead screwdriver with me, so let me go grab one. One other tool that I suggest that you have is a voltage tester. You can actually get these at Home Depot or Lowe's pretty cheap. And this is just some extra safety when you throw your breaker to make sure that the power is off at the fixture. You can get this and you can touch the wires, and if it beeps, you know you threw the wrong breaker. All right, let's flip this thing over. And let's take this apart. This is that universal mounting plate right here, and right here is the ground screw. And there's usually going to be a whole bunch of wires all tangled in here, and once you get them all tangled, you realize that there's only going to be 3 that you actually need, because most of the wires are internal to the system, the fixture itself. So now that I got everything loose, I can see I can shove all these back in. I've got some the accessories right here, the wing nuts and the wire nuts and stuff right here. So this is our ground wire. So this will then, it'll actually act as 2 things. 1, it'll act as the ground, and 2, it'll act as, if this falls off the wall, it's actually a little safety cable here, so it'll stop it from actually hitting the ground. Then we have a white wire and a black wire, and we will connect those to the house. Now, this house was actually built in the 70s. If you have a house that was built prior to the 60s, your wiring may be different, and you may have different wiring. So if your house is made before from like the mid 60s or earlier, you may want to look at your wiring and see what it is, and see if you actually have to add a junction box and convert to newer wiring. But this house already has the newer wires. And there will be white wires and there will be black wires, and it's literally as easy as connecting this black wire to the black wire that's in the ceiling and connecting this white wire to the white wire that's in the ceiling. At this point, let's go up and let's take a peek at the light fixture that we're going to be taking down. Here's the old light that we're going to be taking down. Let's go get that ladder and let's make sure the breaker is turned off. Breaker's not turned off. Let's go take care of that. All right, here's the old light fixture. Looks like this is attached to the ceiling with 2 Phillips head screwdrivers here, and we got a Phillips head here and another Phillips head here. Let's get these taken apart. Now at this point, this is where it starts to get dangerous because there may be hot wires up here, and hot wires you don't want to touch. Now we did go into the basement and we did throw the breaker, so this should be off. But we do want to be very careful not to touch any wires until we actually get our voltage tester up there and just confirm that the wires aren't hot. Let's take this last one screw out. There we go. Now the light fixture's down. We can see we have the ground right here. We have the white cable and we have the black cable and we have some wire nuts here. And these looks like they're wire nutted together and electrical tape. So let's pull these let's pull this first one apart and be really careful we don't touch the copper. We're just going to take off the electrical tape, and then we're going to unscrew this wire nut, and then we're going to use my tester and we're going to make sure that this is not a hot cable. So I can see copper here, and this is the black cable, so this shouldn't be hot anyways, but let's just make sure. Yep, no beeping, so we're good to go. We know this one's not live. Now we'll do the same thing with the other one. And the other one is the hot cable, but I threw the breaker, so it should not be hot. We're just going to be extra cautious as we unscrew this. And we're going to touch the cable, and no beeping. So we know that this is in fact a dead cable. So we can put this away, and we're safe to touch these cables. So we have the white from the house, we have the black from the house, and we have the ground. And let's unscrew this so we can take this fixture down. There we go. And this is the universal mounting plate that comes with, that came with this light fixture. And we're going to take this down and we're going to put the new mounting plate up. So the old mounting adapter, the old mounting plate is here, and I have the new mounting plate here. And it's important that you see where the attachment screws are, because when I take this one down and I put this one up, I don't know if I want it to be this way or I want it to be this way. So I got to take a look at the light fixtures and I got to see where it mounts, because I'm going to want the light fixture to be stretched across this direction. So I'm probably going to want it actually the same way as this mounting plate, but let's take a look at the fixture. So here's the fixture, and we may actually we may be able to use the same mounting plate. All right, so I'm going to mount the new fixture like this. So I actually want to put the new mounting plate up the exact same orientation as this, so that way I can stretch this light out this direction and that direction. Out with the old and in with the new. The new one came with shiny new screws, so we'll use the new mounting hardware as well. Nice and snug. So here's the ground screw, so we'll loosen this up a little bit. We'll make sure these screws are loose. The mounting screws on the universal bracket. We're going to get this new ground strap here. We're going to get these wires out of the way, and we're going to wrap this around here like so. So then it can hang. And I'm going to get my flathead screwdriver and I'm going to tighten this bolt in, this little screw. Now the fixture is grounded to the house, and it's got a safety cable in case it falls. And you can see these I got my white cable and my black cable. You can see that they're actually too long. So I'm actually going to hold them up approximately where they need to be, and then I'm actually going to cut them so they are the right length. Let me get my wire cutters. So we will do the black cable first. We'll hold that right up there. And we'll cut it, and then we'll strip it. There's that one. And you want to strip the cable back about the same amount as the other cable that's here. So you want to make sure all your loose wires are, you just want to twist it kind of clockwise, just make sure all these little hairs are all together. Then you want to get one of the new wing nuts, one of the wire screws that comes with the kit. You want to get your cables and you want to actually wrap your cables around. You want to again wrap it around clockwise, righty tighty, lefty loosey essentially. And then you want to get your wire screw. You want to put it in here and you just want to screw it in place. And that then holds this together. Perfect. Now we got to do the same thing for the white cable. At this point it's completely wired up. I have the light switch turned off. I'm going to run downstairs. I'm going to throw the breaker on. And then we are going to come up here and flip the light switch. Make sure this comes, make sure all the lights turn on. And then we will get it all neat and pretty and mount it permanently to the ceiling. All right, let's flip this switch. All right, we have lights. They're on. Now it's working, but I'm going to go back down and I'm going to turn the breaker back off as I'm shoving all the wires back up in there just to make sure I don't get shocked. Now we set this. You can push these wires up in the ceiling a little bit so they're out of the way. And then we get this on the mounting screws. That side goes there. That side goes there. And then you twist it. There we go. Now let me screw it in place. And it's easy as that, like I always say. Now it's up and looking pretty. All that's left is I got to put these little lamp shades on that go over the LEDs. But let's flip the switch one more time, and now that it's finally in its permanent place, and let's make sure it still fires up. Let there be light. So 3 wires and a little bit of common sense. Common sense, you're dealing with electricity, turn off the breaker. You know, if you don't know what a breaker is, certainly leave it in the comment section below. Maybe I'll shoot another video on that. But there's going to be an electrical panel, you know, in your garage, in your basement, someplace with a metal door. You're going to open it up, and there's going to be a whole bunch of breakers that all have numbers on them. Look at the numbers on them. Look at the list on the left, and usually they're labeled. Turn the one off. Come up here and make sure the light's turned on before you throw the breaker off, so that way when you come upstairs, if the light's off, you know you threw the right breaker. All I got left is I got to put these little fancy guys on here, and that's it. And then this fixture is done. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you thought this was going to help you in any way, definitely give it a thumbs up. That definitely helps the YouTube algorithm, helps get my video out so more people can see it. If you got any questions at all, like I said, put them down in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to my channel, welcome, and please subscribe. All right, people, have a good day.